All right, Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise and glory to you. How about Shem, how about Shem, Kakadash, the bonus of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the Akimat that pushing the word in sincerity and in truth. Yeah, and this lesson is going to go into the fires that's going on all over the world. You know, as we know, the Amazon is on fire, and it's said to hold 20% of the world's oxygen supply, and it's burning. It's totally getting eradicated day by day, and you know, they're not able to stop it. And that's not the only crisis that's going on all over the world or in the world. You also have Central Africa that's also on fire. And the fires in Africa are even worse than the Amazon. You know, and you see how Esau tries to censor this information. You see these, you know, the leaders of the government, they don't want to push this information out because it's going to put people in a total frenzy and a scare. You know, this is some serious stuff, man. You know, when these fires are burning up, you know, these forests, which of course that's where all your oxygen comes from. You know, the wildlife is being destroyed in abundance. You know, from the plants to the insects that actually help support the ecosystem, and that's totally demolishing and vanquishing the world as you know it. And of course, we are in the last days. We at the end times, and Yahweh Shah and plenty of the disciples, men of the Lord, they wrote and inscripted writings to show how devastating these times will be that we're actually living in now. So I'm going to read without further ado. It says, Dakar, Senegal, as images of wildfires in South America, Amazon region draw global attention. A large and potentially devastating series of fires is raging in Central Africa and parts of Southern Africa. Among the regions at risk is the Congo Basin Forest, the second largest tropical rainforest after the Amazon. So not only is the Amazon, which is a tropical rainforest, and you know those tropical climates and tropical rainforests, they're abundant in diversity. You know, you get a lot of medicine out of those areas. You know, it's all kind of exotic animals, and those animals definitely help support the world. You know, you got to think about the function of even insects. You know, the insects that live in those different rainforests, how they you know, whether they're eating certain plants or actually helping certain plants thrive within the ecosystem. Even it goes even as far as the funguses. You know, funguses that actually live out there. You know, you have positive and negative of everything, and those that life as you know it is being hit hard. All right, so the Congo Basin Forest, which is the second largest, is being hit just as hard as the Amazon. So it says mostly in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the region absorbs tons of carbon dioxide, a key in the fight against climate change, and has been called the world's second lung, following the Amazon. Hey, that's a hellified name, the world's second lung. And you got to think, if your lungs collapse and your oxygen supply is deprived, what else can you depend on? You know, if you get shot in the lungs, you know, that can lead to instant death. You know, so the world is actually getting shot in both of their lungs. The second lung, which is the Congo Basin Forest, and the first lung, which is the Amazon, as well as all kind of different devastations, political devastations. You see these tariffs going on between Trump and China. You see all these protests and riots in Hong Kong. You see all these different it's a slew of things that's going on. And that's why you always have to keep up with the times, because we're living in end-time prophecy. So it says the region absorbs tons of carbon dioxide, what I just read, a key in the fight against climate change, and has been called the world's second lung, following the Amazon. At the Group of Seven summit of political leaders this week, amid a global feud over how to handle the Brazil blazes, President Emmanuel Macron of France published a Twitter message acknowledging the African burns and saying he was considering an aid program to help. Fire experts, however, are cautioning against comparing the situation in Africa and South America too closely. While the fires are racing through environmental critical rainforests in Brazil and Bolivia, in Central Africa they are incinerating savanna and scrubbier land and mostly licking at the edges of the rainforest, said Lauren Williams, a forest expert with Global Forest Watch, who is based in Kinshasa, the Dominican Republic of Congo. You know, and it's a lot more on this article. It's definitely a great read, you know, to see how bad it is. And you see this map shows the picture. It says a NASA satellite map on Tuesday shows Central Africa as a thick fiery splotch, but experts caution that each dot represents a distinct fire in a large geographic area. You know, so these fires are tearing the behind of the world. You see that? You can see it all even going in Central America, Mexico, you know, upwards, you know. But that's a hot zone right there in South America. South America, Africa. This place is being destroyed as we know it, and we know that that's how America's gonna go out any dang way. You know, America's gonna fall through fire. So you know, you people that are you know, like I said, environmental experts and you individuals that studying these forest fires looking to prevent them, you know, you're not going to be able to prevent the fire that's going to come out of the nuclear silos, all right, with these missiles. Because it is going to be a World War III. You know, the war of all wars is soon to come. And, you know, you know, monitoring fires and climate, you know, that's going to be a thing of the past when everything is falling before you. All right. This is Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? Right, so the Lord is going to come and send fire on the earth. And what he said, what will I if I already be kindled? So the kindling of the fire is already ablaze. And you see how these fires, and these fires are small fires in comparison to when nuclear devastation hits the planet Earth. You know, if they can't stop these type of fires, then how are they going to be able to stop nuclear fire that's gonna be shot in these different countries? All right, in North America, the Asiatic lands, Russia, so on and so forth. You know, that's going to be the end of the rulership of Esau, the Edomites. And on top of that, Yahushua is going to come with the thousands upon thousands of chariots to render more anger, render more judgment. All right, that's why you have been seeing a lot of chariot sightings, you know, all over the world. And you have people that don't believe these things going on, but you have to acknowledge the you know, the cow in the room, so to speak. So this is Isaiah 66:15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flames of fire. So the fire is coming from the Heavenly Father. The reason why this fire is going all throughout the world and totally igniting and burning these different areas is because of the Heavenly Father. The Lord, he's known as a consuming fire, which I'm going to get that in Hebrews. All right, so it says, for by fire and his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Most High shall be many. Right? So we see it just hitting these different rainforests, but it's going to start touching people, man. And when your flesh is consumed by fire, that's a high temperature. It's an abundant amount, and it's not going to be any firefighters that's going to be able to put it out. It doesn't matter how many firefighters get called on the scene. It's going to be too much fire to control. You see that the fire that's going on is not able to be contained, and you see how these fires in California, you know, when they're let off, it's hard as hell for the government to take care of those. All right, they're still fighting that now. So this is Hebrews 12:29. For our power is a consuming fire. So if you're wondering where the fire is coming from, look above. The Heavenly Father, Yahweh, is known as a consuming fire. All right, so it's going to be fire upon fire upon fire. All right, so I want to end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shem, Al Shai, Shem, Rakakodash, double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom, Aki.